going to be loading into Winter Madness. And again, if you remember, like, that was the game where Cure won. Like, Cure was hyper aggressive and hyper in the face of Solar in game 2. That's where Cure excelled. Likewise, even in game 3, Cure was also being very assertive and Solar was struggling. It wasn't until Cure slowed the game down where Solar was able to get comfortable. So we'll see how this TvZ differs. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg player himself. It is Solar. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Green Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. So let us go. We have our semifinals, our first of 2 semifinals available to us here. Bearing in mind that the upper semifinals will be taking place after this, it's going to be a best of 3 PvP between Hero and Classic. So Hero and Classic, they're on the same half of the bracket. They're going to be facing each other in that upper semis. Now that we have our quarterfinals. Sorry, we have our lower semis, let's say. So that's going to be our Hatchcast pool setup. ByuN does open up with a Rax on the high ground, so no cheeky double Rax opener, no cheeky 2 Rax Reaper. Not here. Not out of ByuN. Not yet. So now we're opening up. ByuN has been very aggressive, very assertive in ZVT as of late in regards to 2-on-1 timings and 3cc 2-on-1s. So we'll see how assertive ByuN plans on being here. I mean, we are on Winter Madness. Longer rush distance, larger map. We often do see a lot more mid to late game play here. We saw Cure struggle in the late game, claiming his 5th expansion on the low ground. It's very, very difficult to maintain. We'll see if ByuN plays for that as well. We'll see if he plays for the 5th. Now we are moving out. Again, when it comes to these larger maps, we have been seeing Solar go lair first. You go for a 430 lair timing into Delira Chamber, into Hydra Tech. We saw that twice in Cure series, and we should be seeing it at some point here as well against ByuN. It's just Solar's go-to. So eyes on Solar. ByuN going for the 3rd CC. 3rd CC before Starport, very standard economic opener here out of ByuN. Very standard. Again, we'll see if ByuN can be more assertive. Oh. It's going to be zoned away. So it's back to Reaper. Last game we also saw Cure be a little more successful when it came to his own Hellion dives, but that was on a larger map and a more open map like Mothership. So we don't really expect that to occur here, not this time against Solar. Not on Winter Madness. Regardless, Hellions are amassing. No add-on swap. Hello. You have my attention. Okay, so usually as the starport is being built, we go for the Tech Lab into add-on swap into Cloak Banshee, but here it's going to be 3cc Liberator instead. Interesting. Now, what this does mean here is that we are going to be leaving the Tech Lab on the ranks into earlier stim. Liberator, of course, can be used to harass, can be used to find some more damage into the bases, but this is less committed than Banshees would be. If this was up against Roach heavy play, then ByuN would be in danger, of course, but on a large map like Winter Madness, there's less of a chance for Roaches to come into play. So I'm not opposed to this here for ByuN. This will mean it'll be a little bit more difficult to scout Solar, but you could argue that Solar, he's not really one to hide tech too often. I did mention earlier that Mutaplay is something that Solar does like to mix into a series. That's something that's still in the back of my mind at least, but if there is no Spyro Muta tech, then it wouldn't really matter. Solar moves in, and Solar, he does confirm no Tech Lab. Yeah, he sees no Tech Lab. Solar, he's aware of the earliest stim. Behind this, that is a 436 lair timing, a little bit later. But just like against Cure, it's going to be the lair first, and we're expecting doubly red chamber. We'll keep an eye on him. Hellions say threaten a dive. Catching out some tumors. Same time, Liberator moves in. No Spore in position, and so far we get one drone. Yeah, one drone goes down. Spore does reposition here to deal with the Liberator. Mining time is denied. Oh, we're going for a pretty aggressive follow-up here, building him to 5 axes. Oh, that's more than that. 6? Liberator moves in. 2 more drones go down. Here in the main base, we do have our 5 rack setup. I mean, 8 racks is a pretty dead nowadays, so I can't imagine we'd be building it with an 8 racks. No shot. And there's that hydrogen. We didn't see the double. There we go. I was like, we didn't see the double range, and we did. So +1 character play, +1 range into Hydra Tech. Again, this is Solo's go-to. Did it twice against Cure. Now we're seeing it here against ByuN. Hydra heavy. As there's that range upgrade. So a nice catch here by ByuN. There's a transfuse, but then there's no second transfuse. Has to be careful. Shuffles the queens, not bad. Queens are shuffled. Solo's holding. Does transfuse once again. Solo, he is keeping up. Let's keep him with Hellions, massing up his Hydras. 7 Hydras are now on the way. And ByuN is taking gases. Gases being taken. Second factory is on the way as well, so we're building up in towards the mid to late game. This will lead into a 4th CC, a 4th command center, into the mid game. ByuN is going for a 7-minute timing. He sneaks on the top side. ByuN did bleed out, was that 4 Hellions? 5. Oh, 5 Hellions went down. So that's going to be 5 Hellions that won't morph into Hellbats to support this army. True. So there's going to be a little bit less support here. As ByuN moves out, Solo moves in. It's a 3rd. I just have it amassed. Starter stepping. Oh, but 1 Hydra does fall. And they'll snipe a Hydra at the same time. Lingron is dealt with. ByuN, he defends. He defends and he does situate himself quite nicely here, clearing up creep, catching at the queen, sniping a Hydra. Some okay trades, but he cannot push towards the 4th base. He cannot move in. To have a second push on the south side. ByuN going to be zoned away. Solo setting up for the surround. And he comes in. Yeah, Solo he does collapse in. Surrounds the army, comes in behind. The tanks will fall. Nice cleanup. Very nice. Catching up both tanks at the same time. ByuN, he will deny the 5th though. Okay, not bad. So a back and forth. A back and forth. 2 tanks go down, but for the cost of a 5th expansion. Nice split push out of ByuN. And there's that 4 CC that we mentioned earlier. As soon as you saw the gases, that screened 4 CC. So ByuN is expanding. Solo trying to keep up. Gets in with the Marines. The Hive has begun. Again, this will be for Viper Tech. So working towards his Vipers. ByuN, he commits across the map. Does get across. So far, 2 tanks. Yeah, tanks are very nice in position. Once again, this 5th base is going to go down. There's just not enough creep here. There's no creep, there's no positioning. Once again, another cancellation. Massive pickoff. Oof. Solo's hurting. He's hurting here. Jump back into the main base. Gets a full scout. Confirms the Hive on the way. Also confirms the Lurker. Very nice scout here by ByuN. He knows. So we have Lurker Tech being on the horizon. Oh, ByuN is distracted. Turning around. Oh, we lose the tank. And we'll throw one tank away. Solar's double expanding. Again, his 5th base is incredibly late for Solar, so he has to double expand. And as he does, ByuN is rotating over to knock that expansion down, to knock it down to 9 more creep. But both armies are maxed. Again, so far I'm loving these rotations here by ByuN. It's been a little more effective here than Cure has when it comes to denying the 5th base and keeping map control. Maintaining that control. Solar going for the backstab instead. Oh, trying to. So it's forced to cancel. Massive Ling run by. Planetary's on its own. Ling's ahead for the 3rd base. There are some reinforcements to defend, and ByuN, he does not turn around. It doesn't turn around. He's gonna lose some SCVs. Ooh, trying to force friendly fire. The SCVs they get shut down, they get locked in. And that's gonna be a lot of SCV kills. That's gonna be the entire mineral line. Oh my god, 15 plus SCV kills. ByuN commits. That's 19 workers going down. Heavy losses for ByuN. And it's going to be worth it, though, if we can break the 4th. Sorry, the 5th. If we can break the 5th base. And Bailey's getting caught out. Hatchery's under fire. So he needs a 5th expansion. He's lost it twice now. He has to commit. Oh, no. Bailey's is like behind the Hydras. Dragging the army into tanks. We have 3 tanks behind this. Ay, ay, ay. And Solo to catch the mineral line. 22 SCVs, that's crazy. The 1 Ling run by Solo, he lapses forward, getting his over the tanks, and Solo he should hold. He's gonna clean everything up. Catching out 3, 4, 5, 6 tanks. Oh my god. 6 tanks get caught. Heavy losses for ByuN. Losing a 6th tank. And Solar saves the 5th for the first time. Finally gets his 5th base. And double expanding, getting a 6th. Solar's maxed out. Now we can incorporate Ultra Tech. Ultra upgrades are somewhat lacking, but they're on the way. Yeah, that talent's almost done. Solar's getting there. Now he just has to keep up with drop play and deny the 5th. Just like against Cure, the goal here, the win condition for Solar is deny the 5th over and over again. Ensure that ByuN cannot expand. Okay, collapsing forward. Nice riding cloud. Catching out one of the tanks. Catching out one of the tanks. Decent baiting connections as well. And Solar, he's just going to keep on pushing. Doesn't just deny the 5th base, but he just keeps on going into the natural. Nidus Swarm is done. Nothing in the Nidus, unfortunately. Do we have any lurkers? We do. Where are they? Yeah, Nidus was empty. Speaking of lurkers, they head into the Nidus Swarm for the next one. That would have been ideal. So lurkers out of position. I'm sure Solar just assumed they were in the Nidus Swarm as well. I'm sure he assumed. Backup Nidus on the way. ByuN does notice. And ByuN does shut this down, but what matters here, like a 5th, right? The 5th base is being denied over and over again. As I mentioned before, that is the win condition for Solar. Deny the 5th. Oh, as he's even thinking about the 4th base. Okay. Where are we going? Running into the army. Yeah, rough trades of Solar is a bit mistimed. Hydras are exposed, but he does take down a couple of tanks. That was shaky. That was a shaky trade here. 2 tanks, but no, the Viper! Viper gets thrown away. Rough rally there out of Solar. Nidus Swarm will not finish. And ByuN is remaxed. And he has remaxed, he has taken better fights. Solo collapses in. Once again, some rough trades here. Nice tank shots out of ByuN. We're down to 2 Vipers. They're gathering energy. Once they're done, then Solo can push in and break the 4th. Sorry, break the 5th. He needs those Vipers. At the same time, Solo going for another link run by. Will catch a tank. Gets into the mineral line. We've seen this before. Not again. He gets into the mineral line and borrows some Zerglings. ByuN, did he notice? Did he notice? And we do want to hold on to this. Ideally, you want it all to happen at once. When the main army pushes in, you distract ByuN. Bam, you unborrow the Zerglings. They get on top of the tank. You want that distraction. Just into the main. Oh, setting up vision in the main. Solo's taking over the entire map. ByuN, he's actually establishing this 5th base here. If you recall, our biggest criticism of Cure is that he never had any breathing room to set up his SimCity. But look at this. We have turrets, widow mines, we have more turrets, more CCs. ByuN, he's securing his 5th. Something that Cure never could achieve. Nice into the natural, gets shut down. Solo tries to get it in. Not quite worth it. And Solo's in trouble. So he's in trouble here. ByuN has a more efficient army. He's building the bank. We mentioned earlier that this is the moment that we need to set off Aspires and Broodlords and Broodlord Infestor. As eventually ByuN is going to break out. Now we need to be ready for that. Things are looking bleak here for Solar. There's that blue flame. As I mentioned before, the ideal for late game TvZ is Mech Ghost. Or Ghost Mech. So yeah, I'm working towards Ghost Mech. Speaking of, there we go. We have 3 more factories in production. Yeah, I'm looking to obtain that northern base. At the same time, Solo pushing bottom left. And Solo, he will get onto the planetary. It's going to go down. Solo moves in. Nice Iron Cloud on the ramp. Planetary falls. 20 SCV kills as well. Nice fight for Solar. Even catching a ghost. Oof. Solo does overextend. A bit of an overextension. ByuN with his own counterattack. Catching a base. If this base falls, then we cut off the northern bases from Solo's army. And it's expansions. He's going for it. Oh, doesn't quite get it. The hatchery lives. Solo's able to hold on. ByuN bleeding out a lot of units here. Losing full medevac. Oof. Second full medevac goes down. Heavy losses for ByuN, and you can see ByuN plummeting supply. He just lost a mineral line, a base, and 2 full medevacs. Heavy losses for ByuN. Now, ByuN, ideally, he wants to fight here, right? He wants to fight with all the planetaries, tank lines, turrets, SimCity. This is where he wants to fight. Solar, ideally, is able to come in from a different angle. Push towards the 3rd base. So now Solar throws down the Spire. He's getting ready for the late game. So he's getting ready. ByuN needs another expansion. Solar moves in. Once again, tanks are exposed. Gets 1, 2, 3 tanks here on the high ground. As I mentioned earlier, pushing to this low ground position is looking so difficult, but this high ground location, it was vulnerable. Tank line goes down. Lepinitis. So once again moving in, does lunge forward. Be careful, not enough Zerglings. Not enough support. So again, just keeping ByuN busy. Solar has remaxed. Waiting for those Zerglings. And once again, he wants to deny the base. Deny the expansion. Get on top of the tanks. That's one. A little bit shaky here for Solar. Oh, bleeding out even more Hydras. Ay. Rough trades for Solar. Solar here extended. Bled out a lot of units here, only for one tank. Solar, so be careful. Solar, he does have resources to burn. He has a massive bank to work with, but lava can become an issue. That's my big concern. Is that Solar, he has lava available here to him, but he's not making use of it. Now we're collapsing in. Cashing out a couple of tanks, not bad. Ooh, bases are connecting to the ghosts. This time some heavy losses for ByuN. Oh no, Saber, no! Shout out to Saber, by the way. Saber's Lily. He also hosts the Lily Cup and other tournaments. It's a Chinese caster. ByuN is fighting for his 5th base as hard as he can. Pushing further in. Lurkers are distracted on the top side. And it's hard to really envision a way out here for ByuN, given the just amount of resources that Solar has at his disposal. Obviously, there's a world where Solar takes a bad fight, has no lava, and cannot rebuild in time. But oh god. Moments like this, like they ensure that ByuN cannot max. Collapsing in, catching out more tanks. Once again, trading minerals for gas. Once again, trading. Things they bypass the army, trying to catch reinforcements. Tanks to do punish. Go. Yeah, messy run by here from Solar. He does get a tank, does get a couple of marauders. Messy. But Solar, he has minerals to spare. We have 12 corruptors in production. That'll help deal with the mass liberator transition. It seems like ByuN is trying to blindly set up here for potential ultras. So ultras? What? So I'm going to say Brood Lords. And ultra tech as well, true. Jesus. We just threw away a wave of Zerglings. CC. Oh no, the CC burned down. No. It does burn down. Where are we going? Yeah, a bit of miscontrol there by ByuN. Floating his CC out into the open. And Soul just needs to keep trading. He hasn't traded in quite some time, but we should just be seeing him collapse in like this. Catching out Marauders. Very nice Mogul Growths. Oof. Catching Marines. And rinse and repeat. Ideally, just keep trading out Ling Bane. Getting into a gas-intensive unit. Greater Spire's almost done. We saw those 12 corruptors. Not making use of them yet. Jesus, the mule hammer. Oh my god, that's a lot of mules. And Solar, he wants those mules, man. He wants them. 12 Broodlords now morphing in. How many Vikings? 0. There's 0 Vikings, only 4 Liberators. ByuN, he's not ready for Broodlords, and likewise, ByuN is running out of resources. You can see here he's got half saturation at the center expansion. On the left-hand side, he's got 2 patches left. ByuN, he's running out of money. He needs to defend this location. The mules are putting in a lot of work. And hey, ByuN does distract. Distract Solar for a moment. There's a scan. He sees. And he abandons. ByuN evacuates. A nice evacuation. Preserves all these tanks. Viking production has begun. We're making 12 Marines at a time. Take on the Broods. Oof. He's getting caught. This is caught out. We're just chasing down the army. Catching up more tanks. Second tank goes down. Gets 2. Gets 3. Doing detection. It's a bit far back. There we go. Detection moves forward. Oh my god, the friendly fire. Tanks going down. But the Broodlords, they need support. They need that support. There's no investor. Once again, they at least trade. And there's no expansion center left. Center left did go down. That's all that matters. Every Broodlord here may just die. It might just get cleaned up, but it's fine. They were worth it. And they just keep going. Catching out more tanks, more ghosts. Reinforcements have arrived, and Solar he's out. He is broken. ByuN. GG gets called, and Solar takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Solar, he does take a lead in the series. Again, ByuN, I would say he had a stronger mid-game here. Stronger than Cure. Like ByuN, he was looking solid. Denying bases, maintaining map control, claiming the center 5th base. Like, he set it up very, very nicely. But if you noticed, he was lacking when it comes to defenses at his 4th expansion. It was kind of weird. It was almost the inverse of Cure, where Cure had a really secure 4th base, you remember, because he had double planetary. He had double planetaries at his 4th base, plus Liberator tank. Meanwhile, ByuN only had 1 planetary, only had 1 tank as well. He had very minimal defenses at his 4th base. He did not have a sensor tower either, so there was another opening. Sure, he had a secure 5th, but the 4th was denied time and time again, and Soul was able to abuse that position just outside of the 3rd. Outside of the 3rd, where the 4th location was, taking advantage of that high ground as well, and Solar, he eventually found damage there. Not where we expected at the 5th, but at the 4th and 3rd location. GG. GG, well played. So again, ByuN, there was a gap in the defense, there was a hole in his defensive line, and Solar to take full advantage of that. GG. GG, well played. With that, Solar takes the lead, and now we're going to be loading into game number 2, loading into Ruby Rock. Let's go. Let us go. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Este Chileno in the chat. Yeah, papi, Este Chileno Singaporean subscribing for 52 months, papi. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate the support as always. Este Chileno. Gracias, gracias. Do appreciate it. Always, papi, always. As we are getting into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, leading the series 1-0. It is Solar. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player going for the 2-rank Reaper opener, representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Here we go. We have a much more aggressive start here by ByuN, which is to be expected here on Ruby Rock. Now, we're expecting 2-ranks Reaper, but Cure did open up 2-ranks Marine, if you recall, going for the future opener instead. But here we're expecting Reapers out of ByuN, as this time we have a much earlier gas. In the Cure game, we were not really paying attention to the gases. We just took it for granted, and then we realized that the gases were late, and then it led into Marine production. But here the gas is going to be on time. We can set up our Reapers instead. Once again, welcome to Ruby Rock, as we're going for a gasless opener. Okay, Este Solar, this can work wonders, actually. almost hard countering. So if you're curious what's happening here, hatch pull into a late gas. Because the gases are so late, this often means that Solar will be skipping link speed, and often does mean that he's going into a Roach follow-up in the mid game, into potentially even a Roach all-in. Oh, but this is not 2 Rax Reaper. This is 1, 2, 3 Rax Reaper. Okay, 3 Rax Reaper out of ByuN. Now, suddenly, because of the lack of gas and because of the lack of link speed, there's a bigger window in time here where there is no link speed and where Zerglings can't really keep up with Mass Reaper. And if it was 2 Rax Reaper, it's fine because you have a high queen count, right? The earlier pool means that your queens are much faster. You're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 queens a lot faster. Your third base is gonna be delayed, but with a heavier Reaper count, we might be able to abuse only queens defending, and we might find a way into the mineral line. So we'll see. We shall see if Solar can defend with purely slowlings and queens. And remember, Solar is intentionally not expanding. Intentionally not expanding. That's how we can afford 2 and then 4 queens. Meanwhile, big shout out to Luis TvZ. God, gracias, gracias. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid of 69. Nice, 69 viewers. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. Gracias, gracias. Luis TvZ. Buenos dias, buenos dias. Hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good day. Luis. As Reapers are massing across the map. Again, they're checking for a third that will not exist. Okay, to threaten the mineral line. So far it's 2 queens, and remember we did mention that eventually we're building up to fast 4 queens. As we get in, yeah, ByuN is gonna get surrounded. He will lose 1 Reaper already. He'll lose 1, but he'll get 2 drones. He'll get 3. 3 drone kills. Second Reaper does barely pull away. And behind this, ByuN is expanding. Remember, this is not a 2 base all in, but he needs more damage here. 3 drones is nice, but we need more than just containing our opponent because Solar never planned on expanding anyway. He was already playing 2 base. He was already going for a 2 base opener. The queens, they hold the line. They do barely not catch a Reaper. Yo, can we catch the queen? Queens are getting low. Yeah, they're getting low. Third queen rotates from the main base. Again, 4 queens in total. Solar's droning. And the lair has begun. Now, in my mind, this is going to be 2 base Roach, but we'll see, because I guess technically this could be 2 base Muta. Gases are being taken. The queen gets caught. Ooh, massive big off. 1 queen goes down. Yeah, queen goes down. He gets 1. He gets 2. 2 queen kills. Moves down to low ground. Boys are being pulled. Does catch another Reaper. There's 3 Reapers left. Oof. As we catch out 2 more workers. 2 more drones go down. Roach 1 has been scouted. Big scout here for ByuN. He knows. Yeah, he knows, he's aware. As we called at the beginning of the game here, late gas typically means Roach play. And at this point, Solar has to go for the all-in. Yeah, he has to go for the all-in. Heavy losses here. 6 drones going down. Critical damage. I say 6, getting up to 8, 9, 10. 9 drones. 9 drone kills. Ay, ay, ay. Now, the scary thing here, I would typically say that a 2 base Roach all-in would work wonders against ByuN because his production is stuck on the low ground. But because it's a 3cc build, Stim is on the high ground. The Tech Lab is on the high ground. The factory is on the high ground. Usually, all this will be on the low ground in a 2-1-1 and a 2 Rax Reaper opener, but it was 3 Racks instead. So the production is safe for ByuN. Roach all-ins will not be anywhere near as effective as there's less to take over in the natural. Likewise, drones have been going down, catching another drone, another 2 drones. How many in total so far? 14 drone kills. Barely not 15, but 14 drones for only 6 Reapers and catching out 2 queens. The Lings as well. Third base is denied, and Solar, he's in a world of hurt here. He is hurting. The problem is Solar, he's being forced into an all-in, but it's going to be a weakened all-in due to all the economic damage. And again, ByuN, he saw the Roach Warren, right? He saw the Roach Warren, he knows. No safety bunker back at home, which is greedy. It is quite greedy here for ByuN. Bearing in mind that the 3 Racks build does mean that the factory production is late. So pulling this off without any bunkers is very, very greedy. You could argue that ByuN, because he's so far ahead, can get away with some greed. That is true, but we'll see. Gotta be careful. ByuN slips in. The piles don't connect. He wants those Ravagers. Settles on Overlord. Does settle for the Overlord. Does respect the Roaches. There's a second stim. Oof. The army's getting overstimmed. Solar, he should chase out. Oh, the Tall Grass. Tall Grass works well. 3 shots on the Roaches. Medivacs have arrived. Again, as you mentioned, there's no safety bunker, which is greedy, but ByuN, he might be able to pull off the defense regardless. The tank is almost out. Solar gets up the ramp. ByuN has plenty of Marines. And the tank will siege. Yeah, the tank does siege. Oof. Massive tank shots. Marines, they stim in. You can see how close the trades are here, so it's still quite close, still quite messy for ByuN. But he holds. And ByuN is holding down to 1 Ravager. Still a very, very shaky defense. Very shaky. And Solar's running. Solar, he's running up behind this. He's attempting to transition. It's going to be difficult. Thankfully for Solar, though, ByuN went for a 3-1-1 setup with a very late 3rd CC. So both players, their economies did fall by the wayside. Both players have lackluster economies. I still do favor ByuN's overall tech. He's already got 1-1 upgrades, he's got stim, he's got combat shields. He also Shell is finishing up as well. So the tech is in favor of ByuN. But we'll see if we can make use of it. Optimal raid numbers. Hey, bad PC. Oh no. ByuN gets into the main, not bad. Jesus, 9 drone kills. And he's not done. 11. 11 drones going down. Oh. Getting to 12. 12 drones kills. Meanwhile, we have the would-be, what, almost 9-minute link speed timing. Let's go. Let's go. Link speed is on the way. Safety infestors. Despite Solar having a very, very shaky early and mid game, a couple of well-placed fungal growths can actually make a fight for him. So Solar has potential with those fungals. Has 3 infestors on the way. ByuN is pushing. ByuN does move out. Catching out a hatchery. Yeah, ByuN is trading well, picks up 4 of the Roaches. Ravagers are on their own. And the tank shots are brutal. And Soldier's being bullied. He's being bullied back. Infestor's finally coming in. Oh, ByuN, he wants them. He wants the Infestors. Yeah, Solar's still stuck on 3 bases. ByuN dropping in. The main, pulling Solar apart. And once again, Solar is heavily reliant on fungal growths. Heavily reliant. Oh! The chain fungals. Spending 2 fungals here is, yeah, not ideal. Not like this. Atron's getting caught out. They were long distance mining. And we're looking to make a series out of this. We're gonna make a series out of this. We're gonna have that back and forth. Nice thing run by here by Solar, but no kills. Quick reactions out of ByuN. Quick reactions. Now Solar is rushing into Ultra Tech. The Hive is done. We have Ultras on the way. We have +1 melee on the way as well. The upgrades are not going to be there for the Ultras. This can work. Once again, as we mentioned before, like if we can land a Fungal and the Ultras can collapse in and get on top of the army, like there's a world where he can take a better fight. There's a chance. It's a slim one, but it's there. Solar, he's still attempting to recover. Still redroning, still resaturating. Again, this has all been slowing Solar down. What's that Fungal? Oh! Solar pulls back. ByuN claiming his own 4th base. And Solar still does not have a 5th. Again, Solar has been struggling to tread water here and to keep his head above. Keep his head above water. But hey, Ultra Cavern's done. Upgrades are on the way. If Solar can survive into Ultra Tech, like again, he can take a fight. Nice Fungal. Nice Fungal lands, catching out a good chunk of ByuN. Oh, we do have another Fungal in the chamber. Solar's holding. He is holding on. Again, Solar, he has almost no crease spread and has very limited vision on the map. But so far he's holding. And he's maxed. Bearing in mind that Solar still is stuck with too much Roach Ravager. It's not the most efficient composition. Ideally, he wants to get rid of it for just a better supply. Oh, nice snipe. Gets one Infestor. No Fungals. ByuN moves in on the top side. Catching up more Roaches. Again, ByuN trades efficiently. Oh, forcing a bit of friendly fire. ByuN's forced to pick up. Solar's holding. Same time, ByuN jumping into the main. Can he catch the Vipers? Up! Nice Fungal. Yeah, nice Fungal. Nice follow-up as well. Powerbomb on the Metamax. And Solar holds. Yeah, Solar cleans up the army. We'll lose one Infestor in the process, so a bit of a loss there. But forces back the drops. And this is where I'm now concerned for ByuN. It's been a while now, and Solar, he's been able to stabilize on 5 bases, so he has a solid economy. He's been building up more Ultras over time. ByuN has been aware of the Ultras for a couple of minutes at this point, and ByuN so far has no academy, right? Just double checking, yeah, there's no academy here for ByuN. That is a concern. He's going into double starport, so it looks like the goal here should be Liberators. But ByuN, he's been stuck with a biocomposition, hoping to kill and deal damage, but he hasn't been able to. If ByuN was able to deny the 5th base for a second time, like that, it'd be a different story, but he didn't. Didn't deny the base, didn't do more economic damage. ByuN has not punished Solar for the mid game. And now ByuN is stuck with a subpar army. Like at this point, this is where the Ultras can excel, because hey, we have kindness plating, and we're about to have +3 carapace. Like Solar, he survived. Like he survived until Ultra Tech. He made it. Uh-oh. ByuN does counterattack. Solar's out of position. He's racing on over. 5th base goes down. This does give room for ByuN to expand. Claiming his own 5th. Oof. And line shot going off. Decent powerbomb. Catching a full medevac. Solar's getting pulled apart. Oh, very nice Banelings. The Bard Banes. Cashing out a handful of Marines. Once again, Powerbomb zoning back the army. Oof, getting another medevac. Solar pushing forward. Baits out the mine shots. And he wants that CC, and it looks like he will. Oh, he will not. Nothing Bane, not initially. ByuN is holding on. He defends his 5th. It's still not up and running, not yet. And the game is still quite tense. Still quite tense here. We haven't hit critical mass of ultras. We're still stuck with Roach Ravager. Couple of Crouchers on the way. Yeah, and he sets up his liberation zones. The freedom is here. He's got his freedom. He's got his freedom. Oh. At the same time, he's fighting out of range of his liberators. Forced to pick up. Forced to pull away. At the same time, Ultra run by. Ooh, gets into the mineral line. Shouldn't kill the planetary, but we'll get a tank. No, never mind. Jesus, where are we? Where are we going? There we go. He gets a tank. 7 SCVs. It is some damage. Let's cancel. Cancel the expansion. Crouchers now in the mix. They're going to be more ideal against the Liberators. We're probably going to have some consistent splash damage. Oh no, can he get it? He can. Just barely. Catching at the medevac. Medevac goes down. ByuN, he is still not securing his base. You can see here, ByuN actually has a very low SCV count. He has a low SCV count, so he's not saturating his 5th. He's under 3 base saturation. Mules are helping, don't get me wrong. But ideally, the Terran still wants a higher SCV count than this. So less SCVs, it's going to be a slower bank. Again, the amount. Actually, how many orders do we have? 6. It's okay. ByuN fully secures his position. There we go. Turrets, more CCs, more academies. Or the academy, I should say. Oh, and the army gets caught out. The ultras against the bio. He gets on top. Oh my god. Yeah, rough trade there for ByuN. That's a rough trade. Needs to be careful. I'm solid control here. Landing the Viking. Gets out of there, Pappy. As we actually haven't rebuilt the infestors. It's just as I say that, never mind. He's listening, Pappy. 3 infestors on the way. I was about to say there's just no secure way to lock down the army, but that's about to change. Infestors are coming. ByuN not saturating his own 5th, now fully up and running. Not getting a stick. So still quite intense, still quite back and forth. Academy is done, and now finally ByuN can start incorporating ghosts. So he can start to mix them in. So does catch another tank. Guys not quite able to trade too well. Yeah, Baneys don't get through. Marauders are trading well. He wants to get himself with that ultra. He wants to, and he will. Oh, he does get it. Ultra goes down. That's cutting it at ByuN, but he's overstimmed. He's overstimmed. Barely keeping that army alive. And again, the ghosts have been late. They have been late here. Oof. Solar, he does defend the expansion. Saves his bases. Barely holds on. And now we have our infestors. Those infestors. They have arrived. ByuN, he's burned through his bank. Yeah, he's burned through his bank. He's running out of resources. Nice into the main. ByuN trading bases. Takes on center right. Solar, where we headed. He tries to respond. Nidus does actually finish. Uh-oh. Lings are flooding into the main. Lings are flooding in. They burrow as well. scans. And nice pickups, catching up 3 free infestors, sorry, 3 free liberators. That's 3. We mentioned earlier the low SCV count can be supplemented by mules, but we are spending a lot of scans in the main. Checking nice and Solar. And Solar does move in. Liberators on siege. Yeah, massive on siege. Cashing out 2 liberators and a tank. Fungus are landing. Ultras, they collapse in. And brutal swipes, brutal connections. That's a lot of bio going down. Do we have another fungal? We do. There's an infestor behind the army. Space will go down. The infestor getting ready for the flank. Oh, we don't really have enough to flank though to even engage. Jesus. Space goes down. 11 drone kills. So he needs a little bit more time. Needs his ultras. Here come the fungal. Almost. Did he catch the infestor? Barely not. Yeah, the infestor's still behind the army. We now built up to soon to be 4 ultras. Now it's gaining ground. Solar, he does not engage. Yeah, he needs expansions. Nice and run by. A little bit awkward. Yeah, stuck on a rally. A little bit messy here. Okay, we're trying to create an opening. We have 7 Broodlords on low A, okay. The Infestor is still here. Still at the would-be 6th expansion. I'm still waiting for the fungal. The money fungal! He can win the game with this. He's been so patient, that one Infestor. He's been there for minutes. Oh no. Okay. Doesn't get caught. Infestor's repositioning. That's a kill, not a cancel. Army moves in. Again, Infestor's still behind. And scans the Broodlords. And we're just gonna collapse in. Okay, never mind. We're just collapsing in. Ideally, we do want to bait the army forward. This Broodlords are trading decently here, but that's what 2 Broodlords going down. We just collapse forward, getting top of the army. Fungal coming in from behind. And he does, oh no, he lands it! Massive fungal! It pays off! Army collapses in, clears everything. The goats go down, the bio army as well. This is the most important mining base. He breaks through. He does break through. Top right does fall. But that was how many ghosts? That was 5. That was 5 ghosts falling. There's a couple of ghosts left. We can just keep pushing. It was worth it. Or was it? Keep going. Este Solar. Can he keep going? I mean, he has no fungal left. Like, there's no more Infestor. Snipes are popping up. Oof. There's 3 ghosts behind this. 3 ghosts remaining, papi. Broodlords are moving in. Now there are Vikings. That's the concern. Yeah, now there are Vikings. There's no anti-air. The Broodlords are going down. No. GG gets called. No anti-air for the Vikings. And ByuN, he will take game number 2. We're going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very intense back and forth. Again, that one Infestor was so patient. It paid off in the end. The money shot, got the fungal off. But again, Solar, he was also out of steam, right? He was losing base after base. He lost, what, 3 expansions. His own economy was stifled as well. And again, he had no support for those Broodlords. He had no Corruptors, nothing in the sky. GG, well played. Barely didn't have enough. And with that, we're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game number 3. I'm getting deja vu here. We're playing on the same maps as the Cure series. We're loading into Mothership for the ace match. What were the vetoes? Let's go. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Mothership, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg. being forced into a tied series. Can he bring it back? It is a Solar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents, or top left-hand corner, whereas when we have the South Korean Terran player, we have the red Terran representing Shopify, it is ByuN. Let's go. Once again, opening up 2 ranks Reaper as we delve into the Ace match. Now, when it comes to Mothership, similar to Winter Madness, we do typically favor Zerg players on these larger maps. On Winter Madness, on Mothership, on White Rabbit, for example. On smaller maps, that's where Terran players can be more accessible and more aggressive and more assertive. Maps like Tourmaline, was it 10,000 feet? Yeah, Tourmaline, 10,000 feet, and Ruby Rock. That is where the Terran player can be much more aggressive, much more assertive. There's less space in between your bases, so you can be much more aggressive. And hey, ByuN did eventually break Solar and pull them apart. On Mothership, it's going to be more difficult to be as aggressive and as assertive. So we'll see how ByuN will approach this. So far, 2 ranks Reaper. Last game did open 3 ranks Reaper and was able to deal quite a decent chunk of economic damage. This time we'll see if he commits or if he just settles on 2. Likewise, Hatchgas pull out of Solar. Going for his own standard opener. This time not going gasless, true. Not going gasless this time. Link speed is on the horizon. Here we go. Link's destroyed Marauders, not even a fair fight. Sure, but Marauders should never be on their own, right? A Bio Army is a mixture of Marine Marauder. Marauders are built to tank Banelings, Marines are built to deal with Lings. We have an amalgamation of units, if you will. Solar does scouts bottom right, does not find ByuN. And the Reapers are amassing. ByuN does find Solar instantly. There's a small window in time here before we have any Queens. That is where the Lings are trying to hold their own. No major pickups. Just poking with the army. The third base has been thrown down, and can ByuN force a cancel? That's the goal here. The goal of 2 ranks Reapers to force a cancel and to contain Solar on 2 bases. Reapers are amassing. Oh, no, it does abandon it. It just does go into the main. Yeah, heads for the main base instead. I believe there's a third. Yeah, there's a third Reaper. And the third should finish. Yeah, the third will complete. So far, this is a bit lackluster for ByuN. Failed to contain, failed to deny the third base. Solar, he gets what he wanted. And behind this, we are transitioning. Third CC for Starport. Economic follow-up here out of ByuN, going 3 CC 2-on-1. Into a stim timing. So it's working towards that stim timing. Reactor, Tech Lab. Starport's on the way for the eventual medevac production. For the eventual sim timing. Meanwhile, last time we saw Solar on this map, he did go double Eva Chamber into Mass Hydra, into a Hydra heavy style. We could see that again. If we do go for a Hydra heavy composition, I actually prefer ByuN's position here, bearing in mind that if we do see the faster lair at 430, then usually that means that Soul's going to be delaying his Baneling Nest. If he goes for a delayed Baneling Nest, and if he only has Ling Queen to defend, or sorry, Ling Hydra to defend, these sim timings can overwhelm. Thankfully for Solar, it's not too committed, right? It is a 3cc 2-on-1. As we're going 3-6-2-1-1 with Banshee play, okay. This is a style that ByuN and Maru do like mixing in. It is layer first, by the way. It is going to be layer first. But they do like to mix this in just because typically with the 2-1-1 timing, it is more efficient to use your starport to build up into your medevacs to support your army and to move out across the map. Usually it is inefficient to delay your medevac production in favor of Banshees, so that is why this is often catching Zerg players off guard. In Solar's mind, there shouldn't be any Banshees, so there are no spores. There's no need for that. So this inefficient style might catch Solar off guard and can pay for itself. Banshee's moving out, and we'll see what ByuN can get done. We have seen ByuN and Maru like embrace Cloak alongside this. Oh, as there was a bit of a pause. Hopefully everything's okay. But the Banshee does move in. Move in, catching a drone. So if I just one drone kill, the Queen will zone away. And it is going to be that Ling Hydra style. So early Hydra den, later Baneling Nest. And if you recall, I was referring to the stim timing here, and here it comes. And again, it's going to be a defense without Banelings. That's what I'm most concerned by. Overlord does spot the army. Solar is aware. And again, it's going to be a Ling Queen defense for Solar. Let's go. So ByuN has potential. He has a lot of potential to trade well. Now, thankfully, Solar does spot the army, but he's supply blocked. Oh, the supply block is brutal. We have 4 Overlords on the way. Solar, he's lacking production, lacking Lings. If he can surround the army, then he can still lock this down. Gets a Queen, gets one. Kites off a creep. Yeah, ByuN does kite away and will be forced to pick up. No, never mind. He just stands his ground. Oh my god. He stands his ground. Lings are going down and the Queens are exposed. As he mentioned, no Banelings to defend. Queens are falling one after the other. Heavy losses for Solar. Oof. And it was the supply block. The supply block was brutal. If we even had what 10 extra Lings here, maybe that's going to be enough. Solar does hold, but again, just sustained a lot of losses here. That was 4 Queens, 41 Zerglings for 5 Marines. That's crazy. Oh my god. The efficiency back. The mineral efficiency. Yeah, Solar, he's like, ay, bad. So that translates to. ByuN with the crying face emoji. That's like eyes with like tears running down them. And here comes ByuN. Here comes the main push. That was only the appetizer, by the way. That was the first stim timing, and now here comes the tank push. Oh boy. Remember, there's still no Baneling Nest. Still no Banelings. It's purely Ling Hydra this time, not Ling Queen. ByuN moving in. Solar's in trouble. Does have a heavy Hydra count. Trying to catch reinforcements. Lings are... Ooh. Are those the only Lings? No, they are. There's no buffer. Yeah, there's no buffer here. Lings, they attempt to catch reinforcements. Ideally, ByuN, he wants to fight. He wants to bait the army into tank fire, into tank range. Wants to bait him in. Solar coming in from behind. Yeah, it does come in from behind here. Lings, they just get dealt with. They just get annihilated. Tank volleys going off on the Hydras, and the Hydras will defend. Yeah, they do barely hold on. They snipe both tanks. Second push is coming in. ByuN still maintains his Marine count. Maintains the Marines. ByuN does rotate. Pulls away, rotates over. And Solar's being suffocated, stuck on 4 bases. Oh, nice catch on the medevacs, potentially. Oh, not quite. ByuN does pull away. Pulls away, kites well. Oh, ByuN, calm down. Almost killed his own medevac. Calm down, ByuN, calm down. And here comes the main push. Here comes the main army. Bailing speed just finished. We got +1 attack on the way for Solar. Let's go. Let's go. It's on the way, Pappy. It's on the way. Both players are maxing out. But again, one supply is not quite like the other. ByuN is 2-2. He has 2-2-1 in terms of his upgrades. So he's on 1-2 with +0 melee. ByuN sims in, setting up his tank line. Does hug the wall, limiting surface area. Limit. Job goes back in, going for the 5th. 5th base is going to be denied. That's going to be a cancel. Cancel the 5th expansion. Ling Bane tries to roll in. Once again, they're brutal positioning here. Tanks say punish. And Solo counterattacks. Does go for the counterattack instead. Bailey's ever going to be rolling in. Can he get the mineral line? ByuN is distracted. He's distracted. Oh, we can save him. Let's go. He saves the workers. Nice save out of ByuN. He saves the SCVs. Hydras, they try to push in. The tanks, they punish. Oh my god. Massive tank shots. Tanks, they punish Solar. Despite the save, that's still 17 SCVs going down. That's still a lot of economic damage. Oh. ByuN still maintains his position. Now pushing towards the would-be 5th base. Solar rotates. Solar, he rotates over. And will defend. Yeah, defends the 5th. At the same time, though, ByuN reinforcing in the center. Still supply blocked. We need deepers. We need... Por favor. There we go. Deepers on the way. Trying to break out. Ducks one. Just the one. We have a couple of lurkers. 2 lurkers get focused on it instantly. And 2 lurkers let... Oh, God. The lunkers, Pappy. They can't move in. They cannot move in. Nice flying clouds. Catching out 2 tanks. And Solar holds. Whew, Solar, he does hold on. He cleans up the tank line. Again, ByuN, his arm will split. Instead, he goes to the 5th, and he will get it. The hatchery. Hatchery goes down. Solar's starving. He's being starved out. He does have a bank to work with, but again, no resources, no income. He needs that 5th base. Lurkers are amassing. Likewise, here comes the Ghost Academy. ByuN working towards Ghost. He's almost there. And Solo can breathe. Okay. Now that Solo cleaned up the tank counts, Solo, he can now breathe. As I say that, though, 3 lurkers, they get surrounded. Oh, the Bailings! Oh my god. 1, 2, 3 Bailings connect. Yes, again, ByuN, he was not paying attention, but he still will reset the lurker count, though. Not a bad trade. Now, still, what, 3 lurkers going down? Decent trade there for ByuN, as he only lost Marines. Likewise, ByuN has his center at 4th base. Now getting a 5th. Solar, it's his turn to be the aggressor. As he moves out, Solar, he just wants a 5th expansion, Pappy. Ay, ay, ay. He just wants a base. And he will get it. Oh, yeah, rough abduction. Medivacs take it away. They distract Solar. Remember, Solar, he was about to push into the 5th base. The 5th base is safe. It's safe thanks to the drop. Solar's distracted. Base is getting up. ByuN is remaxed. And this time with Ghost. This time with Ghost, with Liberators, he's perfecting his army. We have 1 Liberator so far. Dropping back in. Okay, drops back in. 6 more drone kills. Getting to 7. 7 drones going down. Liberation has arrived. Lurkers have to get the hell out of here. They have to pull away. That's a heavy Marauder army. Oh my god. He's built a tank back. He's built a tank. So he doesn't push further in. Respects the army. Respects the Hydras. Instead, ByuN, he rotates to the top side. Going for the center hatchery. We'll bring it down. Nice one does finish. Solo trying to distract. Oof. Lurker goes down. ByuN can't quite move in. Lurker House doesn't really do much, but at least the Lurkers are defending, right? They're allowing for the space to stay up. Solo, he claims the 5th base. Claims the 6th even. As Solo, he tries to commit. Oh, good. And some rough trades. Rough trades out of Solar. Once again, because the non-stop aggression out of ByuN, there's no creep, right? There's barely any creep. There's barely any vision here. ByuN finding more bases, knocking them down. His army's been thinned out, though. It doesn't really have much to work with here. It's an extensive army, as good as goes. He has to get out of here. Yeah, an awkward rotation here by ByuN. Has to pull away. At the same time, ByuN, he will still find an expansion, though. Not bad. Again, he may have failed to kill a base on the south side, but he does still get an expansion. Yeah, takes on the northern base. Vipers, where are we going? Vipers. Get out of here. Get out of here, Bappy. Solar, he's still not fully mining freely. And again, because of ByuN's non-stop aggression, Solar hasn't been able to really assert any pressure on ByuN. There's been like a couple of lurker round bites here and there, but that's it. Solar just hasn't had the opportunity. He hasn't been able to move in. ByuN doesn't get found out. Oh, nice EMP. Nice EMPs. ByuN pulls away. We have the center push. Oh, we're just taking over the center of the map again, never mind. Setting up in the center. ByuN taking over the center of the map. Flying bases. Solar, he's moving into the concave. Yeah, no good move here from Solar. Does get a tank, but the Hydras are exposed. Oh, we need to lose every single one. Every Hydra goes down. Heavy losses for Solar. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, caught move rotation. Does go for the Night Storm. Does go for the counter attack. Nice baiting connections. 15 SCVs, not bad. Gets the expansion. And do we trigger a counter attack? We're trading bases. We're trading base for base. Expansions are falling. Solar, he will lose this harassing army. We're getting messy. We're getting messy here. In this kind of game set, you can argue that ByuN doesn't need that many SCVs to begin with, but still bleeds out tanks. Tanks going down. Solar pushing further in. Oof. Solar fighting for the center of the map. There is an opening here, which ByuN is now aware of. There's an opening on the south side. Solar taking more bases, re-expanding. Applying more damage, getting a tank. Catching out tank, catching out Marines. A nice picos here from Solar. Finally, some better trades for the Zerg. Solar, he's trading well. Spire's on the way for the eventual Broodlords. Again, it's still been a very shaky game here for Solar. Like, it's a very late Spire. It's almost a 20-minute Spire. So late Spire, late tech, late upgrades. Again, for the first time in a long time, Solar now has map control, so he can breathe. He can breathe easy. Be like, whew, okay, what do I need? I need a spire. I need bases. I need creep. Solar's calming down. Solar moves in on the top side. Oof, we'll lose both Vipers. Yes, brutal trading for Solar. He gets 2 tanks with 2 Vipers. Entirely worth it. Old move out of ByuN. Pushing on the south side. He does try to move out. Does catch some intercepting Lings. Tanks are sieged. Catching out Hydras as well. Again, not bad. Catching out 4 Hydras. Sims into the middle line, getting another Viper. Another! Yeah, 3rd Viper goes down, takes down the middle line and the expansion. Yeah, Solar, he's out of position. He's on the top side. And he's losing bases. Losing expansions. Solar, he will clean up these tanks. 3 tanks going down. ByuN, he shouldn't get another base. So this is expensive. There's what, 5 ghosts? 3 ghosts, 4 ghosts going down. Extensive trades here out of ByuN. Let's take down more bases. Again, we're getting messy. Where ByuN, he takes down 2 expansions, but again, these have been some expensive trades for ByuN. And ByuN has no bank. ByuN is broke. No shot. Yeah, ByuN, he's broke. He's got 2 patches here. He's muling his heart out on the south side. Does not have any resources. Dropping back in with 2 units. Let's go. No. Let's try to drop back in. Yeah, likewise, ByuN, there's not really much behind this either. He's got to be careful. His tanks are further back. Nice snipes. Ooh, does not get the lurkers there. And lurkers, they barely survive. Once again, scanning. Solar, he's heavily reliant here on these southern bases. They are up. Broodlord production has begun. These are 0-0 Broodlords, so not the best upgrades. Nice snipe. ByuN gaining ground. Getting to the expansion at the same time, Ling run by running into reinforcements. ByuN should defend. And he scans. Yeah, ByuN scans. He does spot all the Broodlords. Lord production has begun. ByuN, can he get into these southern expansions? Can he get in? So far, still denying bases, pushing on the top side. Broodlords are here on the south side. They're very out of position. They cannot respond. ByuN can just go in. Let's head for the main. Solar, he's spread thin, going for the Nidus Swarm, catching our queens. Solar's racing over. Broodlords are exposed. Oh, can we snipe? He gets 1. He gets 1 Broodlord. The ghosts escape. The ghosts get away. Oh, and ByuN will lose this. Yeah, ByuN, there's no escaping this. Oh, he will lose the entire army. Massive connections. Bailey's a pop off. There was an opening into the main, but ByuN, he couldn't get in. Yeah, he couldn't get in time. Heavy losses for ByuN. Did kill the natural, but again, did not get into the main base. Did not get in. ByuN plummeting in supply. Broodlords, they push through the center, and Solar, has he done it? Has he finally done it? Solar, free tanks. He's getting them. Again, that was just such a big gambit. So it was a big gamble here from ByuN to push into the natural. It cost him so many ghosts. Ghosts, Marauders, Medevacs. Again, it was, and tanks as well. There's what, 2 or 3 tanks on the low ground. It was an expensive army, and it was not worth it. There was potential, for sure. There was potential. And that's all is maxed. That's all he's maxed out. He secured those southern bases, as you mentioned previously. Like, it was on ByuN to threaten them, and ByuN went for the northern bases instead. Oh, nice catch here on one of the broods. Gets one. Thor's getting caught out. One Thor falls. And we catch out the brood lords. Okay, that's the one chance here for ByuN. Not quite able to snipe. ByuN going for the Hellbat drop. Let's go. This is what I wanted earlier. Dropping his Hellbats. Bailings, they graze the army. Yeah, no major connections. Planetary will fall. But the Vikings, though. Yeah, Vikings pop off. Ooh, Lings are in the main. Well, they're on the high ground. Lings, they defend against the drop. Solar Heal was ready. Solar Heal was ready. When it comes to the quality of the army itself, I did notice that gas income was quite limited here. Would you see 6 in gas at the southern right? Here we're not mining gas for Solar. So Solar's main army is very Ling heavy. He has 90 Zerglings, he has 1 Broodlord, he has 1 Infestor, 1 Viper, 1 Lurker, 18 Hydras. Again, it's mainly Zergling. So the soup is lying to you a little bit here. It's very Ling heavy. Lings, they do manage to get into a mineral line though. They try to. Lings, they attempt to surround. Ghosts, they can hold their own. I say that 1, 2, 3 Ghosts going down. And Bailings, can they finish them off? Nah, they cannot. They cannot. Massive tank. Oh my god, the tank fire. Everything just melts. The tank line. And Solar, he plummets in supply. He plummets in supply there. That was expensive. That was his Hydras. His Hydras got caught out. Hydras got caught. ByuN is moving in. Solar, he had 90. Now he's down to 4 Hydras. Only 4 Hydras left. And once again, it's now almost pure Ling. Solar, I mean, he can't fight. Yeah, Solar, he can no longer fight. He can no longer engage. It's almost a purely Zergling army. ByuN's done it. Like, ByuN's breaking through. We have to counterattack. Solar cannot fight. Solar, he's broke. He has no gas. He has no gas. He tries to counterattack. Again, this is the army. Like, this is... We have like 5 Hydralisks. Here, it's 7. It's 7 Hydras, 1 Lurker, 3 Bailings. Everything else is Zergling. As Lings, they try to distract, they're forcing a response here out of ByuN. These bases are going down, and these are the most crucial bases here for Solar, and they're going down. This is the heart of Solar's economy. He's losing it. No, he does take the center expansion. True, that is a fresh mining base. That's one. That's 1 fresh mining base with no gas. With no gas income. That's the big reason why it's so Ling heavy. Solar has no gas. He has no gas, Pappy. Shout out to the bar. Solar, he tries to move in. Once again, he's stuck with a very mid-tier army. A very mid-tier composition. Solar's one chance to engage is Blinding Clouds. That's the one chance he has. To Blinding Cloud the tanks. Oof. Even dealing with these Hellbats is an issue, though. Okay, let's go Bailings. Oh, got another move command! No! A couple of Hydras go down. Again, these bases are falling. ByuN, we need to finish off this expansion. ByuN, what's going on? There we go. Heals up a couple of units. Nice pickup. And again, Solar's just falling apart. He's just falling apart here. Came down to lack of gases, lack of income. Just couldn't sustain these trades. And again, everything swung in favor of ByuN with that fight. With the fight here, with the tanks just shelling away at the army, catching Solar out, losing all his Hydras, his Banelings. And ByuN's coming for the kill. Oof. 33 drone kills, that's crazy. That's insane. Yeah, Lings, they can't engage with the Blue Flame Hellions. The Banelings, they, do connect. No control. Yeah, miscontrol there by ByuN. Takes the Banelings to the face. That's what Solar needs. If ByuN looks away from the screen, if he looks away, if he ties his shoe mid-game, then Solar can win a fight. Remember, he has that Blinding Cloud. Tells Blinding Cloud the army, locks him down with the fungal, not bad. Again, best fight that Solar could hope for, and it's still not going to be enough. Yeah, the mass snipes are popping off. Every Hydra should go down. Tank siege. And this is all that remains. GG gets called. Solar, he has no army, he has no economy, and ByuN will claim the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Did go the distance here. Again, ByuN was hyper aggressive, hyper assertive, gave no room for Solar for the majority of that game, for the first half of the game, I should say. Eventually, Solar, he was able to regain his composure, able to take those southern bases, but as we were pointing out, Solar, he was very late to saturate his gases. Very, very late, so he couldn't actually replace his army and tech up into any kind of heavy Broodlord tech or Ultras or Spellcasters. He was stuck with pure Ling reinforcements. We pointed out there was a moment in that game where he had like, what, 5 to 7 Hydras with like 100 Lings. Like, that's all he had to work with, and again, like, he was just being shut down. He had no gas income. Eventually took a really bad fight, and everything just snowballed out of control. GG, well played. Of course, there's a lot more that came into it. Shout out to ByuN for the rotations. There was a big moment where ByuN lost momentum, when he tried to push into the natural and into the main, where he got caught and he got shut down. It was a big moment in favor of Solar instead. It was intense, very intense. GG, well played. Very intense game. And with that, we are going to be calming down. We're going to be calming things down here. We're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have a next series. It's going to be a best of 3 between Hero and Classic. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon after the break.